Good morning. The topic of today's discussion is Dissolution of Partnership Firm as per the syllabi of Mangalore University, second semester BBA Accounting 2. The topic has been prepared by Ms. Sandhya Bandari, Assistant Professor, Manjunath Pai Memorial Government First Grade College of Professional and Business Management, Karkala, Udupi District. Dissolution of a partnership firm means the business has been closed and wound up. The partners sever their ties, that is to mean they cut off their ties with other partners. They no longer continue the same business and they settle the books of accounts. So now let us see the definition, the meaning of dissolution, dissolution of a firm and dissolution of a partnership. So the term dissolution stands for discontinuation, meaning to close the business and not to carry the same business. Under the Indian Partnership Act of 1932, the dissolution may be either of the partnership or of a firm. Let's see the meaning of dissolution of partnership. So dissolution of partnership refers to the change in existing relations of the partners, but the firm continues its business. It may always take place in the case of an admission of a new partner, the retirement of an existing partner, or the death of an existing partner, expulsion, or other reasons. In short, to understand, it is the change in the equation of the partners that leads to the dissolution of a partnership. Let's see what is the difference of dissolution of a firm. Dissolution of a firm means the dissolution of partnership between all the partners along with their business. So that means they do not carry the business. They are no longer to be called as partners of that particular firm. So now let us see what are the circumstances in which the dissolution of a firm occurs. In the first stance, it is because of the agreement between the partners to dissolve the firm under Section 40. Circumstances of compulsory dissolution, the circumstance of contingencies, expiry of the firm, completion of the particular venture, death of a partner, or where a verdict has been served of a partner being as insolvent. Further, when any one of the partner gives a notice in writing to other partners in case of partnership at will and dissolution by the orders of court, and the court can order dissolution in the case of insanity of partners, permanent incapacity of a partner, misconduct by a partner, persistent breach, transfer of interest, improbability of carrying on the business. So for all these reasons, the firm can be dissolved. Now let's see what are the steps and the methods of settling these books of accounts in the situation of dissolution. In the case there is a loss, it has to be first met out by the profits. In case still there is a further loss, it has to be covered by the capital of the partners, and further it has to be met by the partners from their private estates or in their profit sharing ratio. The next question arises about the assets of the business. The assets of the business are being sold, and whatever cash is realized from their sale is being used to pay first the outsiders' liabilities, the debt which has to be paid to the third parties, followed by the order of partners' loans, partners' capitals, and after paying all these three, if further cash is there, that will be divided among the partners in their profit sharing ratio. In the occasion of dissolution of the firm, a realization account is opened to record all the various assets that will be realized and the liabilities those will be paid. On the completion of the process, the net profit or the net loss, that is the result, which will be occurring as a consequence of the process will be assessed. So let us see what is the characteristic of realization account. The purpose of the account is to record the realizable assets and the outsiders' liabilities to be recorded, the determination of net profit or net loss. It is prepared only once at the time of dissolution of the business. The balance in the realization account. The balance here refers to the net profit or the net loss that will be transferred to all the partners' capital accounts in their profit sharing ratio. Assets to be realized and liabilities to be paid will be recorded at the book value, and whatever actual cash is realized by the sale of the assets and whatever actual cash is paid through the payment of liabilities will be recorded. This account is prepared only once, and with this all the books of accounts are closed. Let's see the format of realization account. The realization account, on the debit side, you have first record the assets to be sold, followed by the liabilities which are to be paid, followed by any liability taken over by the partners, again followed by the realization expenses incurred in the process of realization, and in case if there is a profit, that will be transferred to the partners' capital accounts. On the credit side, all the liabilities to be paid to the partners will be recorded, followed by the assets realized, followed by the assets taken over by the partners, and any loss in the case of realization process will be transferred to the partners' capital accounts. Let's see the format of the partners' capital accounts, which records all the capital balances, the assets and liabilities taken over by the partners, their share in the profits and losses, and the ultimate balance that has to be paid to the partners. Finally, we prepare the cash or the bank account. The account is opened with its due balance, that is the debit balance or credit balance as the case may be. On the debit side, we record the assets that has been realized, any deficiency in the partners' capital accounts. On the credit side, we record the outsider liabilities paid, followed by the realization expenses and the ultimate, that is the partners' capitals that has to be paid off by the business. So now let us understand this settlement of accounts through an illustration. So here is an illustration. X and Y were in the partnership and decided to dissolve their partnership. Their balance sheet as on 31st December is given to you. On the liabilities, you have creditors and bank loan, which are outsider liabilities and has to be recorded in the realization account. Reserve is an undistributed profit which has to be given to the partners in their profit sharing ratio, and capital accounts. On the assets, cash in hand, bills receivable, sundry debtors, furniture, plant, buildings, profit and loss account. Of the assets mentioned, cash in hand and profit and loss account are not to be recorded in the realization account because they are not realizable assets. The realizable assets are bills receivable, sundry debtors, furniture, plant and buildings. Each of these accounts will be closed and transferred to the realization account. The adjustments given here, they mention the partner share profits and losses in the proportion of 2:1 respectively, the various values at which the assets are realized. The bank loan is paid off along with the interest. Creditors are settled for 12,500. Expenses of realization amounted to ₹500. You are required to prepare realization account, capital account of partners and cash account. So let us solve this. So first we are required to prepare the realization account, where we first record all the assets the realizable assets and the outsider liabilities. So on the debit side, you have all the realizable assets, that is, the asset accounts are credited and realization account is debited. On the credit side, you have the liabilities. The liability account is being debited and the realization account being credited. On the credit side, the next item by cash account refers to the assets realized. That is, the assets which have been sold at their value for which cash is being received. And on the credit side, you can see below the list of assets, 2 cash account liabilities paid. The bank loan with interest of 200 has been paid off. Creditors have been paid for their settled agreed value. And ultimately, 2 cash account to pay the expenses of the realization process. So, when you tally the realization account, we find the credit side greater and there's a balance of 1,800 left, indicating it is net profit, which is distributed among the partners in their profit sharing ratio of 2:1. So X receives 1,200 and Y receives 600. Next, we prepare the partners' capital accounts. We open the partners' capital accounts with the credit balance as given in the balance sheet. Record the realization profit as received in their profit sharing ratio. Reserve the undistributed profit that has to be distributed among the partners. On the debit side, the profit and loss account appearing on the asset side of the balance sheet has to be recorded. The share of loss which has to be equally borne by X and Y. The ultimate balance which is being received is the money which has to be paid off to the partners on the closing of the accounts. Finally, we prepare the cash account to identify the cash position and the payments to be made. So the account is opened with the opening balance. We record the cash received through the sale of the various assets. On the credit side, in the order of the payment, first we pay the outsider's liability. Secondly, we record the realization expenses. And finally, the amount due to the partners, with which all the books of accounts are closed and settled. So this is how we record the accounts in the dissolution of partnership and settle them. I hope the students have understood this topic better. I hope this topic has been reached to the students and of their much use. And the books referred for this subject are Financial Accounting by Dr. P.C. Tulsian and Accounting 2 by Professor B.S. Raman. Thank you for your patient listening.